It is estimated that over 2 million people have been displaced, tens of thousands killed, and properties worth billions of naira destroyed as a result of the Boko Haram conflict. Maiduguri, once the epicenter of Boko Haram insurgency, is grappling to recover. The region depended heavily on humanitarian support from both local and international organizations. However, the recent suspension of funding to such causes by the U.S. government due to allegations of terrorism funding is likely to dampen the recovery efforts. This decision is likely to negatively affect the victims of insurgency in northeast Nigeria, as over 60% of humanitarian assistance in the region comes from the USA.
What we had hoped to do this year was to reach 3.6 million people with humanitarian assistance. That's out of 7.8 million people who are in need of humanitarian assistance. Clearly, we will have to scale back those ambitions. And as I said, there will likely be people, as we will have to prioritize, we will need to target the most vulnerable. There are clearly people who will not then be benefiting from humanitarian assistance unless funding then is unfrozen or we can get additional funding from elsewhere. But I think the prospects of that may be limited.
He added that humanitarian organizations operate based on their mandate of protection and do not allow the diversion of funding or assistance to non-state actors.
Very, very careful in terms of how this happens. So we have systems in place in terms of due diligence throughout the humanitarian community to prevent this from happening. So protection of civilians is also, of course, critical for us in terms of making sure that by providing assistance, we don't put people at risk. So there will always be issues like this when we are operating with listed organizations, that there might be diversion of assistance, what have you not. But we're trying to do as best as we can with our partners just to make sure that this doesn't happen.
The Borno state government said it will focus on human capital development as a sustainable solution to the region's humanitarian needs, aiming to reduce dependency on local and international donations.
Borno state government has developed a state action plan on durable solutions for internal displacement. The document is quite robust and it has been designed to make sure that permanent solutions have been procured. The governor is always mentioning that we have to make sure that we stop the non-sustainable humanitarian solutions and venture into long-term durable and sustainable solutions.
They were engaged in counter-violent program of reaching out to people by translating peace education books from English to local languages for them to enhance social cohesion. When it was caught, it now challenged Nigerian government to come and do it. So Nigeria is a very big economy. It's a resilient economy, having the capability and the resources that is necessary, both human and material, for us to take care of ourselves. So we are grateful for President Tinubu's impromptu action to see that it didn't collapse. At the same time, we are also grateful to the United States of America for their previous intervention and for all other countries and donor organizations. But at the same time, we are challenging our leaders to please look inward, mobilize our resources, let us get what we want.
Although there is no concrete evidence linking the humanitarian organization to aiding terrorism, the allegations serve as a wake-up call for the Nigerian government to investigate this critical issue. Sani Adamu, Arise News.